Good morning. Avyakt Babdada AVYAKT MURLI 1970, dated 23rd January 1970. Om Shanti. AVYAKT Babdada is meeting different groups, and the title of the AVYAKT MURLI is The Combined Form. The soul and the Supreme Soul combined is called the combined form. Babdada is asking a question. Do you always stay in the combined form? Who is the partner who remains constantly with you? If you constantly stay in the combined form here means in between the eyebrow, seated on the forehead, you will rule the kingdom in the combined form there. There means the entire world. Therefore, never become separated from your partner. Just as the four-armed image is combined, Vishnu Chaturbhuj. Just as the four-armed image is combined, in the same way, this partner is also combined. Never let Shiv Baba be separated from you. In the 84 births, out of your 84 births, did you ever find such a partner? So you should keep the one you find only once in the whole kalpa with you all the time, shouldn't you? So Babdada is emphasizing on the combined form, on keeping the one which we find only once in the whole kalpa. Now remember that you are a couple, you are not alone. The soul should always remember that she is in the company of the Supreme Soul. They are a couple, not alone. Just as you are hard workers in physical tasks, are you hard workers in the stage of the mind? So Babdada is saying, asking a question. Do you have to do hard work in the stage of the mind? So much so that you never melt under any circumstance. Hard things do not melt. Hard things like steel, platinum, diamond, they do not melt easily. In this same way, both your stage and your actions should be firm. The one for whom you have deep love is always kept with you. Always think, I am an image that is combined. This is the self-affirmation Babdada is giving to all children. I am an image that is combined. If your partner is with you, Babdada says, if your partner is with you, Maya will not be able to come. To consider yourself to be the combined image is the greatest yukti. So, the best way to remain away from Maya is to consider yourself to be the combined image, combined with the Supreme Energy. When you keep Baba, the Supreme Energy, with yourself at every step, there is courage, there is willpower, and so Maya does not come. All of you are double students, are you not? Having become double students, what aim have you kept for the future? Having become double students, what aim have you kept for the future? Will you become Lakshmi or Narayan? You have to imbibe the characteristics according to the aim you have. Since you have such an elevated aim, you have to pay attention to imbibing such an elevated character. A young Kumari can perform a great task. If you stabilize yourself in your practical stage, and then explain to someone, then the influence of that will be greater than that of an adult. So when Bab Dadas tells about Kumari, a young Kumari, it's in a subtle manner also indicates at the soul. Kumari means nothing but the soul. So soul can perform a great task when the soul stabilizes itself in its practical stage and then explain to someone. Then the influence of that will be greater than that of an adult. Adult means someone who is very, very knowledgeful in the worldly sense. Always keep this aim. I, the young one, that is the soul, have to carry out a very great task. Your body may be small, but the power of the soul is great. It is the power of the soul that is important. Someone who has a desire to make more effort also receives help. Simply keep your desire determined, and then you will receive determined help. No matter how much someone tries to shake you, keep this aim very firm. If your thought is firm, then such a world will be created. Very powerful line. When the thought is firm, a world will be created exactly as per the thought. If the thought is weak, you will see the world in the same way. You may continue with worldly service, because worldly service is also a method with which you can do service. Think that this service is an instrument to give the message to whichever souls come into relationship. Many souls come into connection with you whilst you are doing the Lokik service or the worldly service. There are a lot of energy transactions which happen. Transactions of thought energy, attitude, and sanskars. Those who came here were also sent to their relatives for service, were they not? So think that you are doing worldly service in order to do this service, and then you will be able to engage your mind in that, and you will also earn an income. Consider Lokik service to be alokik. Pay attention. Consider Lokik service to be alokik, and you will then not be affected by any other atmosphere. So when we, the soul, consider Lokik service to be alokik, then we will not be affected by any other atmosphere, base thoughts, negative environment, etc. As you begin to reach your AVYAKT stage, your speaking will become less. By speaking less, there will be greater benefit, and then you will be able to do service with that power of yoga. The power of yoga and the power of Gyan are both together. At the moment, service is being done with the power of Gyan, whereas the power of yoga is incognito. However, the more you make the power of yoga and the power of Gyan equal, the more success there will be. When we are connected to the Almighty Authority, then it becomes equal to the power of Gyan, and the more success there will be. Throughout the day, check to what extent was there the power of yoga and to what extent was there the power of Gyan, and then you will know the difference. When you become busy in service, obstacles etc. will also be removed. Baba says there cannot be any hindrance when there is determined faith. You are moving forward well. You have both the virtues of tirelessness and consistency. Always follow the Father. So these two virtues, tirelessness and consistency, and of course the determined faith. Always follow the Father. Just as the corporeal form showed the example of being tireless and consistent, in the same way, become an example for others. This is service. You may not have time for service, but you can do service through your activity. Service takes place through your activity, not only through words. Your activity will remind others of the Father without an image. This is easy service, isn't it? Many wives keep a picture of their guru or their husband in a locket. This is a sign of love. Your forehead should show the activity of the one without an image. I, the soul, residing in the forehead, I am showing the activity of the one without an image. Your eyes should show the image of the one without an image. Wear such an eternal locket. Through this, you will be aware of yourself, and there will also be service. Baba says, what main task did you carry out in Madhuban? When someone goes to a mine, what do? They take as much as they can from it. They don't just take a little. In the same way, Madhuban is the mine of all attainments. Madhuban means when the soul is seated in between the eyebrow, that itself is also in a subtle way Madhuban. So Madhuban is the mine of all attainments, that is the soul consciousness stage. So you have come to the mine, the treasure house, haven't you? All the other centers are the branches of this mine. So all other centers, like what they call as center of all the other centers, other than the forehead, are the branches of this mine. When you go to a mine, there is the thought to take as much as possible. Here also, take as much as you can. It's unlimited. It is here that every single thing and every Brahmin soul can give you many teachings and a lot of power. Bab Dada's wish is that whoever comes should take not a little but everything, unlimited. Bab Dada has love for the children, and so he wishes to make each one complete. The more you become complete in taking here, the more you will become complete in claiming the kingdom in the future. Therefore, don't waste a single second of these invaluable days. The present moment, when the soul is in connection, combined form with the Supreme Soul in this Madhuban, the center of the forehead, then not even a single second should be wasted, because the times are invaluable. These invaluable days, you can earn an income of multi-millions at every second. You are a multi-million times fortunate. This is why you have reached this land in the physical way, the Madhuban at Mount Abu, and in the subtle way, the center of the forehead, which is the Madhuban. However, in order to maintain your multi-million fold fortunes for all time, not only this present time, but this multi-million times fold fortune for all the time, always make effort to become complete. And when will we become complete? When we are combined form. As is the seed, so is the fruit that emerges. So all of you are like the seed. The stronger the foundation, the stronger the building will be. Therefore, always think that you are the foundation, the whole building is dependent on you. Do you receive the response of remembrance? Bab Dada is with everyone at the moment, because you can stay with him in the corporeal in one place. Nowadays, he can stay with everyone. Always pay attention that when there is unity of thought, there will be one result everywhere. Important line, underline, unity of thought. One result everywhere. Bring about transformation with this virtue. This is a virtue, unity of thoughts. Today we talk about unity and discipline. Babdad is explaining us the real meaning of the unity, when the unity of thoughts, intellect and sanskars. So this transformation is a virtue. No matter what the situation, keep yourself strong. Give the donation of virtues to others. When you give a donation, you receive the return of it in the future. What is the donation? Donation of virtues, elevated thoughts, elevated sanskars. Then you receive a very elevated reward. The ones who are united are the ones who are loved by the One. The souls who are united in the thoughts, they are loved by the One, that is the Supreme Soul. Even though they are two, Bab Dada is one. It's an example. In the same way, no matter how many of you there are, move forward in unity. Whilst in Baba's home, did you take treasure? So, while seated in the seat of soul consciousness with Baba, that is the Baba's home, did you take treasure? Baba's home is filled with specialities, isn't it? Ramdada says, you have come to your home in order to stabilize yourself in your original form. So in Param Dham, the highest stage, we are with the Baba in our original form. What are your original form and your original stage? It's incorporeal form, incorporeal stage. Just like Father, do you remember them? What is the original stage of the soul? In the beginning, when the soul is a resident of Param Dham, it is the embodiment of all virtues. In the same way, you have come here to experience your original stage. So, Madhuban is like the Param Dham, the highest stage, And Madhuban is not only in the physical form but also the subtle form, when the soul is seated in between the eyebrows, in the eternal form, detached from the body. You have come to Madhuban to taste that stage, the forest of honey, the forest of good elevated virtues. After tasting it, adopt it forever, Babdada says. This is called Madhuban. Madhu means sweetness, honey, which is to claim both complete blessings of love and power. Here in Madhuban, you receive both in the form of blessings. Later, when you go outside, you will have to make your own effort for both these things. When the soul comes outside, that is, from the Madhuban to outside, that is, in the worldly sense, when the soul does some actions, goes into the world, then the soul has to make his own effort for both these things, love and power. Therefore, take what is being given here in the form of blessings in such a way that it remains with you eternally. So, Madhuban is like a charging point, the powerhouse, where the soul receives the blessings, and these blessings remain with the soul eternally. Babdada says, when it can be claimed as a blessing, why should you claim it through making effort? When a guru gives blessings, what do you have to do? You just have to give yourself to him, surrender to him, and then you can claim the blessing. Here also, the more you give yourself, that is, more you surrender yourself, the more you will claim blessings. Surrender through the mind, intellect, and sanskars. Everyone receives blessings, but the one who gives more is the one who becomes worthy of blessings. So giving is receiving. The more the soul gives, the more the soul receives. Fill your apron with blessings to such an extent that your full apron never becomes empty. Each of you can fill yourself as much as you wish. Pay attention to such an extent that you take more benefit in fewer days. Babdada says these are the days in which to use every second in a worthwhile way. 1 second of this time can either bring about a lot of benefit or cause a lot of loss. In 1 second, you could even lose the income of many years. So, how great is 1 second of the present time? Babdada says there is great fortune in the renunciation you have had. However, after renunciation, even a thought of it should not arise in your mind. What is the renunciation? Renunciation of the old sanskars, the old habits, the old belief systems. However, after renunciation, even thought of it should not arise in your mind. When something is sacrificed, if it cries out even a little or even a drop emerges from its eyes, it will not be offered to the goddess. You have heard about instant sacrifice. There is a difference in finishing something in one stroke and finishing it after cutting it again and again. Instant means to finish it with one stroke, which children are accepted by Bab Dada as well. Those who don't have any other thought, even in the mind, are the ones who have made a great sacrifice. Those who have sacrificed themselves in such a great way receive great power. So the remaining part of the Murli, we'll take it in the second part. The Murli is big, so we are now taking a pause here. All of us will reflect upon the powerful words which Bab Dada has spoken in the first part of this Murli. What is combined form? What is a young soul, young Kumari or young soul can perform a great task? What is the power of yoga and the power of Gyan when they are equal? What happens? What is the importance of determined faith, virtues of tirelessness and consistency? What is Madhuban? How does Madhuban charge the soul which remains with the soul eternally? Why should not we waste even a single second? How valuable is the present days? So all this we will churn. Thank you, Shiv Baba. Have a great day. Om Shanti.